I hope you're all well. So this is a twin flame energy reading for the new moon, which is today, the 12th of January 21. So that's mirror numbers as well, 1221. So I'm just going to shuffle these cards and get into the energy and see what comes up. So what they're showing me is they're showing me a dragonfly. Dragonflies are representative of transformation of consciousness. So the move from ego consciousness to higher consciousness is what that transformation is. They're also showing me like an elderly human being walking along with a stick, kind of bent over. Let's see what that's about. So it's like the resulting wisdom from as time passes by is what they're talking about. So they're kind of saying about the twin flame process. It is a journey, in a sense, into wisdom, and it's as well as an evolutionary process. So they're saying that it is an individual process, and it does take as far as you're viewing it from a human lens with your physical eyes, that can take a substantial amount of time, they're saying. So basically, with that understanding, what you can glean from that and how you can apply that is to understand that the more wisdom you gain, the more you are in sync with the process itself. So the more you can understand everything about your human experience, they're saying, your journey through life. Because, as well as being a twin flame and here in an energetic connection with another human being, you are also here for an individual process. And the two things, an individual experience of being an individual human. And they're saying you can't have one without the other. So you have to, even though you incarnate for this twin flame energetic connection experience, you're also here for an individual experience, and you can't have one without the other, and both are important. And sometimes the importance is the focus on the self and not on the energetic connection even. So it's kind of what they're talking about there. This moon that we're in right now has got a really, they're saying, a really funky energy. So it's really kind of like, it's quite heavy, the energy, this moon. Well, it is the dark of the moon, so you would expect that. They're saying this like clearing out the junk drawer. So clearing out all the negativity out from your life as well. And the resurgence of youth. So it's kind of like as you clear out all the negativity from your physical experience with this moon, so in whatever way that comes through you in terms of wisdom, understanding, you're turning back the clock of time, so you're going to come into much better, clearer energy post this moon, much more clarity, much more feeling of alertness, much more feeling of like get on with it, get up and go. But actually during the moon you might feel very low and kind of heavy. They're not saying the lowness is necessarily going to be, depression or real darkness or bad mood or purging. They're just saying it's going to be maybe like feeling not quite right, feeling a little bit worse for wear, maybe feeling quite like like your energy's dipping down, but not in a dramatically, like deconstructive way, like in unconstructive way, just in a like brief, like they're talking about like brief moments of dropping down, rather than like sometimes vibration can go right down and you stay down there, don't you, for quite a long purge. They're talking about brief dropping down and like clearing out massive amounts of stuff, massive amounts of junk, ego, thought consciousness. Okay, so that's what's coming up at the start. Let's get some cards out. See what they say. As well, I'm getting Schumann resonance in my right ear right now as I'm talking, so I'm getting a really high-pitched squeal through my right ear. Just to let you know, that's also about clearing. So if you're hearing that high-pitched whine, that's what the moon's doing, and that's clearing out your junk drawer as well. So it's like clearing out the brain, and clearing out also, if you're one of these that's got the inflammation in the head or any kind of inflammation up there or headaches, it's clearing out all that as well. So the physical process being as much of the process as is your energetic process. And again, back to how that's your individual, like in your individual being, so you feel it coming through your physical body. So to pay attention to your physical body and do what your physical body needs at this time. Take time out to rest and recuperate. They've got the Three of Swords showing underneath, so you know it's like birthing pains, any pain that you feel in your physical body, all part of your process. And just to know that as well, take time out to rest, particularly if you're feeling low energy and you've got any kind of aches and pains coming as well, you know. Okay, let's get these cards out. So the first card that's jumped out is the Four of Cups. So this is all about, again, really it's about that kind of lackadaisical, low energy. It's maybe feeling like you can't move so much, like the heaviness coming through your physical body, like they said. And, you know, you see what happens sometimes at these moons, and I feel this is one of them, is that you're guided into a space where you're clearing. So the heaviness that comes through the physical body or whatever aches and pains that take you out of being able to operate from a physical perspective. So it might just be like you feel like you need to lie down, or oh god, my legs are aching and I can't walk, my head's fuzzy and I can't think. So taken out of your physical, they talk about being taken as offline, being taken out of your physical activity and made to be in a place of healing. The healing is the release of everything that's negative. So that's facilitated through you. So the very fact that you might not be able to move your legs or use your brain because it's fuzzy head means that that's the guiding you into just like lying down, being still, and let the clearing and the healing take place. Because when it's an energetic clearing, energetic healing, it comes through you. How you facilitate it is just taking time out. So it's kind of what they're talking about there, in that it's like, don't push yourself beyond your abilities at this new moon. Just let yourself be guided into place by whatever is coming through your physical body. And yes, you see, this is emotions. It might mean that as you lie there and you're not moving and you're still, or you're not doing anything, that the emotions start to come through. And in that case, this is clearing emotions that come through, right? They get you in a steady place, and then what comes through is you might feel this, you might feel that. You might feel it about your life, you might feel it about anything that you can feel anything about, because it's a bit different for each individual. But the actual feeling of it is how you release it. So you only release what is stored emotionally by feeling it. And they've said this before many, many times. You know, you've got two roads you can take to healing. One is trying to avoid it, in which case it will not heal through. And the other is going right into it. So the healing of what is emotional is by going right into what is the feeling. So for example, things like anxiety, it's not the trying to run away and heal it from outside of yourself. It's going right into it and noticing how it feels. How does it feel in your physical body? What is going on in your head? Where do you feel it in your energetic body? Which chakra is it around? And then really, the more you go into that feeling, how it feels, the more you heal it. And the more you come into vibrational equilibrium around whatever it is that's running through you. Because things like anxiety, any mental kind of stuff, any emotional kind of stuff, it's all programming. So how you clear that programming is by going towards it, becoming part of it. All right, like by becoming a feeling part of it, a sensing part of it, so that you clear not only what is inside of you, but also that program. Because twin flames are an evolution of humanity, and they're here to clear what is debilitating programming, emotional and mental programming from the human psyche, the human emotions and the human mentality. That's what they're here for. Also physical, but that's not mentioned in this card. So this moon is a time of clearing. It's emotional clearing. You facilitate it by your taking part, which is when what they call take you offline, make you go lie down. This is when you might get a migraine, for example, and have to go lie down in a dark room, that kind of stuff. So I'm going to put that over there because I've done that card now. Let's get some more out. So I'm going to go with the 9 cards, the one in the middle being the central issue. Okay, so we've got the Tower coming out. That is massive ending. So it's like it's representative of everything coming to an end, basically karmic endings. So it could be like timelines tumbling down in terms of your family and history and lineage and information that's come to light, and the end of a whole spectrum of negativity around the family. That could be it. It could also be a change of energy inside you, especially with the facilitating they're talking about. When you go into what is a personal clearing, as you come out, you shift. So you can shift at full moons, you can shift at new moons. Both are powerful, right? So with this new moon, you might find it's actually shifting negativity. So you're coming out of this moon that is now, and you're coming into a more feeling good place, is what they're talking about. And the logical conclusion of going down into the dark and clearing out the dark is the arising into the light. When they talk about logical, they're talking about a whole experience, because the only logic is higher understanding. Logic is not in the mind. It doesn't come from rationale or overthinking. It comes from knowingness. So that's what they mean by logic. It means by a much higher experience, bringing around some kind of shift or some kind of release. This is a big release in the Tower card. And after that, everything starts anew. So we got that there. And then we got the 3 of Wands coming out. 3 of Wands is about the horizon and what lies on the horizon, basically. And this is a cleared energy as well. So it's like as you go through a massive ending with this moon, whatever shifts, whatever releases, through however you're guided to do that in your personal experience, it's then you're something new ready to come in. Number 3, it's about creation. But it's a very like, you know, after the end of something drastic has happened, there's like a preliminary period of kind of waiting, and the new thing not having arrived yet, and just this kind of like it's almost like hearing a countdown in your head to like what is going to come. So you might know after this clearing that something is on its way, but you might not yet know what that's going to be. You might just feel it. You might feel a resonance of clarity, and you might feel an anticipation of what is to come from this cleared place that you're coming into post this moon. So just to say that as well with that card. All right, but this is kind of like the 3 of Wands. It's a daily card, so it's not a massive energy of like, wow, something's coming. It's an energy of ho-hum. I know something's coming. You know, it's like just an inkling, or a kind of, not a big shout out, they're saying, just like a trickle of clarity, okay? This is the clarity, this ending, and then waiting for new to come is clarity of a different kind. Go in here, and we've got 8 of Wands, something coming post this moon, and this is fast moving energy. Something coming in, something going out as well. It's a dual card. The arrows fly back and forth. So again, something due to come in. Healing, 8 of Wands. All 8s are about healing, so it's going to be something of a healing nature. I mean, this is all healing, because clearing is healing. The anticipation is a nice energy to be in. It's a really good energy after this moon. But like I say, it's not a massive energy if something arrives on the doorstep straight away. It's just a cleared energy of, oh, that feels better now. Now that's moon's over with. And then a build up, in fact, to what is coming here in the Eight of Wands, which is like something starting to race towards you. So that's what we got there. Six of Swords, letting go. Six of Swords is about letting go in the mind of anything, any kind of self-harm you're doing through your thoughts. And that's really moving it towards the full moon. We've got the full moon in the background, so could be that when you clear in this moon that we're going through, that you get a release of everything that's been bothering you, through your mind. You might just let go of some expectations or some preconceived ideas of where you're meant to be in life and what you're meant to be doing. Because anything that puts you into a place of resistance in your physical experience, where you are in an energy of expectation that you're causing yourself harm with, because that expectation is causing inside of you resistance to the present moment, is not a feeling good place. So whatever is releasing at this moon, that's coming from this releasal of basically what goes on in the mind, and any kind of way you think your life should be in a different place than it is a moving away, moving into a better place as well. And it's like moving into calm waters inside yourself, and also moving towards the full moon. So definitely looking at a release with this moon in the mind. Okay, now we're going to go central. So it'd be the central issue. I'm just going to move these a little bit. What is all this revolving around is what the central card is about. Well, we've got it revolving around the mind itself, the Four of Swords, and what goes on in the mind. And if you listened to me before, channeling through higher consciousness, it's all about releasing what goes on in the mind, releasing worry. Worry is fear, the worry spectrum, the worry program. We all come in here into a human experience, and the furthest thing away from vibration in terms of human experience is the mind, and in that has been programmed to worry. So the whole of the human race programs itself through various forms of thought programming into worrying about various things. And it's pretty much like you can't go out into the world, especially these days, and open the front door or open a newspaper or look on the internet without seeing something that you're being told to worry about. And all that is what we're actually clearing with what is called, the event with the COVID that we're going through. So we're all being faced with the fear programming, and we're all being faced with the worry that we're coded to through that fear program that is mass consciousness projecting outwards and bringing that in. So what you're being asked to do again at this moon, perhaps, is, and this is saying, is to draw back to self. Four of Swords is like drawing back to self, and it is recharging your mind. And in that there is a lot of rest and recuperation, a lot of drawing away from the knives and the swords and the daggers holding over you, that are keeping you in a state of disharmony with your vibration, and any kind of negative thought that your program that you're running, any kind of worry that you're running inside yourself, any kind of fear that you're letting yourself believe in, is in fact going to keep you in disharmony with your vibration. So just to know that if you're being asked to take time out, look at what programs you can eliminate through your mind, what fearful programs that you might have been coded into by thought consciousness, and allow that to disintegrate, maybe through meditation, visualization, maybe through going into some kind of therapy or healing. It might be reading a book, it might be listening to a meditation online, it might be something like that you're guided to do. It might just be singing, it might just be dancing, it might be coming, more into harmony in yourself with your mind. And they're talking about a more fruitful place to be, being in better thoughts and less worry and less stress, and creating less of that inside the self. Okay, so that's what we've got. There's a central issue. And then we've got Knight of Wands, and Knight of Wands is about energy moving forward. And again, it's just, it's here underneath the Eight of Wands. So it's all talking about as you come out of this moon, as we come out of this moon, the get up and go factor will increase. So the more dynamic energy will come in, and there'll be more like wanting to be active and wanting to move about and wanting to move ahead in life. And there's more coming on that, but let me get these out first. Okay, we've got Nine of Wands down here, and this is a wounded warrior. So this is representative of what you call the divine masculine, the twin flame that is the masculine counterpart to the feminine. So this is the one running the ego program. This is the one that's clearing massive amounts of ego and thought programming by experiencing it. So this will be the one that is corded by that energy more than the other. And this is about movement, energetic movement around that principle. So it's saying whatever we're clearing here in terms of twin flames, there is clearing for the collective always through twin flame experience, because you're here to work for the collective, for the evolution of humankind in terms of releasing negative thought form. But also you're here for the direct experience of oneness in physical form, which is your connection to your twin flame. And in you doing this, in you going into your place of, they're talking like abandonment, right? They're saying like into a place where you just let go of everything. It's like a big and a big release of everything that you've been thinking, that you've been worrying about, that you've been harming yourself with in terms of thoughts, negative thought. As you release that, this energy moving through the one that is wounded, the one that you are attached to, who is working on also releasing massive amounts of negative ego, but in a very unconscious way. Whereas you're doing it consciously because you're the feminine aspect watching this, so you're in awareness of the twin flame program. They're not, so they're doing it unconsciously. But your release is their release, basically. So they're going to come into a huge release after this moon as well. So you're taking on board what is for the whole of humanity in terms of thought programming, and you're taking on board what is their thought programming. And it's all moving through you, and you're releasing all of that. You're like a portal. You're like a lighthouse stood on a rock in the middle of a stormy sea, right? And this is like when the sea starts to thrash around, and the sky goes dark, and there might be some lightning thrashing about inside the self, in terms of like your misconceptions inside yourself, your miscommunication inside yourself, in terms of where you've believed the negative programming that's surrounding humankind, that comes through the mind. And in that, you're releasing that for the one that you're connected to, and they will come out in a bright light at the end of that, as you will. So, you can see from this, like the purpose of twin flames is not... It's so not romance, right? It's so not that. It's so much more than that. And it's so not just about reunion. It's about so much more than that. Reunion is a step in the process, but it's not what the journey's about. It's about this. It's about the tangible on the inside of you switch from dark to light. And that is a representation of everybody that exists in the world. Okay? And this is a really important time. It's a really important moon because we're in the middle of the event, and actually towards the tail end of the event, like coming in now. So every human being is going through this one way or another. So it's like you're also releasing so much for humankind through your thought framework. And there we go, the connection to the twin and them coming through towards the end of their process in the Nine of Wands. So yes, it's about the twin flame reunion. That's always there, but it's also about a lot about you, and it's a lot about everybody else, because ultimately vibration is all one. We're all connected as one in energy. So let's see what else we've got down here. Six of Wands. Six of Wands is achieving optimum vibration. It's success. and it's vibration again because it's wands. So all of this that you're going through at this moon is about achieving optimum vibration, and that starts with you, and then from you it's ending up in your other twin, and it becomes their vibration as well. So everything is always exactly as it's meant to be, no matter how much you might feel you're thrashing around in the darkness, maybe not knowing why you're here or not understanding the full picture, or maybe why you're feeling such things coming through your physical body, maybe why suddenly you're overcome by emotions that you wish you weren't overcome by. Just know that everything is always, always, always as it's meant to be. Everything is part of this process, ultimately arriving at a satisfactory vibration, a healthy vibration, the successful vibration. So just know that as well. There's a reason for everything you go through, and you can't always see it from your physical eye. Definitely not from your mental eye. So if you're looking for it in your mind, why am I going through this? It's the circle of, it's just going to be a circle of chasing your tail. It's through higher consciousness. So the only way to tap into higher consciousness is actually to get out of your mind. So that would be napping, meditating, sleeping, even, a glass of wine that knocks you out of consciousness a little bit, right? Puts you in a happy place, that kind of thing. So there we have it. Any way that you get out of your mind. That can also be reading a book. It could be watching a movie. You might find sometimes you watch a movie and for 10 minutes of the movie you zone out and you're like, oh, what happened? Because you're leaving, you're going offline, you're leaving your physical body and you're connecting back into higher consciousness. Whenever you go into trance, in whatever way you go into that, and it doesn't matter how you get into it, is going back to higher consciousness. And that's where clarity and understanding comes from. It never comes from thought. Thought will always want to argue, it will always want to disagree because it's ego. So just to say that as well. Last one down here. And then we've got the ending of the feminine experience, the divine feminine experience, which is the ending of the ego inside the feminine. It's the dark night of the soul and the arrival into higher consciousness. So you clearing through your mind. And by you clearing through your mind, you're arriving at a better conclusion. Conclusion being the mind will never have the answer. All that has the answer is higher consciousness. So why barricade yourself in through the mind? Let go of the thought spectrum. Let go of the programming. Let go of the disagreement inside yourself. Let go of trying to find the answer inside your mind. Release all of that programming and you'll come into what is conclusion, which is higher consciousness, which is the answer coming through claircognizance, clairaudience, clairvoyance, clairsentience. And the answer just arriving in you through absolutely every facet of your physical being. So your 4 limbs, your vibration, your heart, your mind, and your physical body. Clarity can come through all of that. A resonance through all of those factors is what clarity is. It's the aha moment, and it comes from beyond the mind. So and look at that, that's diagonal to the massive ending in the tower. So that's what we're looking at here. We're looking at people being asked to take themselves offline. This could be also, we're talking metaphorically, but also physically take themselves offline, because there is so much fear out there in the world. And like I say, you open the front door, you put on it's even sneaking in on the corners of the web page you've got open in something that you didn't even want to look at, right? In a little corner saying, big red letters flashing it at you, what you're supposed to be afraid of. So, literally turn off the computer, shut the computer, close the lid, and put yourself in a place where consciousness can work through you. Know that you are a whole human being made up of consciousness, unconsciousness. So that's thought and feeling, and also higher consciousness, and all of these things make up your human experience. So whatever is bringing clarity, whatever releases, can really releasing through thought, feeling, emotions, many ways. So switching off, allowing this to end, and coming to the end of your own process is what brings, in the 8 of Wands here, down into the masculine, also what is clearing and the end of the process, and ultimately the successful vibration being in each one, masculine and feminine. Okay, and underneath we've got the Queen of Pentacles, which is the physical body of the one working from the feminine spectrum. So this is your physical body, and as I said at the beginning, look, rest your physical body. Rest your physical body. Resting the physical body is taking time out to heal the physical body, and everything comes through the physical body. It's a vessel of consciousness. I'm going to put one more down on anything else, everything else that's here, apart from the one that jumped out. I'm not going to put one down on that. And then see if they say anything else that we need to understand about this moon that we're going through right now. Any more advice, information that you'd like to share with us? Ending in the mind, we've got Ten of Swords coming out. So again, just clarifying again, what we're looking at going on here is an ending of the fear spectrum and an ending of all worry and according to all worry. So that's what that is. I'm going to go underneath with the Queen of Pentacles and see what is there. Process. So Hanged Man is an energetic process. So everything is a process in terms of this twin flame energetic connection. It's a process. You could say really it's a process rather than any one thing, you know, because people are all like, well, what is that twin flame all about? People say it's this, people say it's that. It's a process. Does it ever stop being a process? Well, when we will find that out? We're not going to find that out until we're leaving this physical plane and we're going back to consciousness full time, are we? Because we haven't got there yet. So as far as we know right now, it's just a process. And always, you know, from where we stand right now, process. So again, and the process has so much involved in the up-levelment of humankind, because we are all one vibration before we come into human experience. And the plan behind the twin flame experience is about the arrival of that high consciousness in human form for all humans. So everybody's operating from beyond individual consciousness, from beyond the individual experience, as far as understanding that we're connected to each other in energy, coming into that understanding and working from that perspective. So you know that you're harming each other through your thoughts and your emotions, or healing each other through your thoughts and emotions at any given time. So everything is corresponding, and everything is therefore responsible for everybody, not just the twin flame, but everybody. Okay, so process is what is lying underneath everything. One more on the Tower. So we've got reaching out, physical, which is a connection being made in the physical, somebody reaching out to another person. And obviously lots of people want to know about reunion because that's that's at the forefront of their mind or whatever, or their expectation or their idea of what twin flame is about. And of course at some point there is a physical reunion that comes from all of this. So that's what that is. Nine of Swords, and it comes through your mind first. Queen of Swords, which is about your knowingness and your mind. So your reunion in a physical format is going to first of all come through what goes on in your mind, which is why here they've got the Four of Swords and about letting your mind rest, and ending of the fear in the Ten of Swords, because thoughts hurt you. Look at all the daggers in that man. Thoughts hurt. And so you ending that in yourself. And there we have that, ending that in the feminine. Any hurtful ways that you talk to yourself inside your head, any damaging ways that you talk to yourself about your twin flame experience inside your head. Because when you're inside your head and you're saying, I don't like this, I don't want to be doing this, I wish that I wasn't connected to him, I wish that I could be left, anything like that is damaging. Anything like that is hurting yourself, because if you're here for this experience, then anything that's opposing you being here for that experience in terms of thought form is a damaging, it's like you're hurting yourself. So putting an end to that, because you facilitate your own reunion through your thoughts. And when you arrive at this place, which is the Six of Swords, which is still calm waters around the thoughts, rebirth happens. That's the Empress, that's rebirth. So that's what the birthing of your physical reunion is about. It's about what programs you run through your mind and what needs to be deleted in terms of wounding and harmful programs. And also in relation to other people as well, and how you think about them, and how your thoughts attack them. It's the same thing, because again, we're here for experience of oneness. The Forerunner's the leading edge in an experience of oneness. And if if you're understanding that your thought form hurts other people, if it's a negative thought form, then you are here doing what you're here to understand and learn. But if you're still carrying on hurting other people through your negative thought form, through your negative vocabulary, through your whatever, then you're not getting that, and you're not getting there. So delete the programming. Knight of Wands, which is energy moving through, fast moving energy, and this is what's coming. So it's like, as we're coming through this moon, we're moving into faster moving energy. And then we've got love, coming back to what we love. So there's also healing, 8 of Cups, it's an 8 as well. So it's like coming back to a feeling inside the self of like, oh, I feel better now. Now that moon's passed. Maybe that, right? I'm just feeling better once the moon's passed, and your energy, like, again, up leveling. And look, he's walking towards the full moon. So feeling better as we move towards the full moon. And again, they're said in that 3 of Wands, that's a slow, it might be a kind of a slow, you might be picking up quite slowly after the moon. So don't rush yourself. Let the energy guide you. Don't be in a rush to get back on your feet and get back out into like full operation. Let the energy guide you in how fast you move, and always let the energy guide you in how fast you move. So if you're feeling a lot of get up and go coming through you, then get up and go and do that means like do things. But if you're not feeling get up and go coming through you, then do whatever your energy is asking you to do. And if it's asking you to take time out, lie down, rest, then do that. Listen to the energy. You're an energetic being having a physical experience, so always listen to the energy and not whatever else is going on. And then we're going 3 of Wands over there. We got the 2 of Swords. What am I talking about? We've got the Star coming out. The Star is healing as well. And again, it's like still waters. So after this moon, what we got coming in is a trickle effect. See, look, trickling from those cups down into the water of healing coming in. I mean, all is healing. The moon itself is healing, but it just might not feel like healing. It might feel not very nice, the moon, but it is healing. And then afterwards, what feels like healing coming in, and a slow movement into that, trickle effect into that. Down here on 6 of Wands, we've got, again, 8 of Swords, and success comes from ending of the fear spectrum and the worries that you're surrounded by. So it's going to come about no matter what through you, because it's what you're here for. So just know that as well. And all I'm ever talk about is you going in hand with the process and being, at one with your process, so that you can, in the most easiest way, facilitate what you're here for, which is to, if you let go and you stop worrying, that you're getting with the program, and you're going to get into this successful, healthy vibration, which is your reunion point. If that's where you're focused on reunion, of course, once you get to the end of the process, when it is just time for reunion, you let go of the whole. You let go of the whole thing. So you actually let go of anything about twin flame before you reach the reunion point. So it's not one way or the other on that. When you get to the feeling good energy, because feeling good is thorough clearing. So you might know you are in the back of your head, It's like Christmas, right? It's like when Santa's going to come, right? And there's going to be a present under the tree. But you can't rush to Christmas Day and open that present. But it's coming. But you're managing to like function and not think about that present under the tree, and not imagine what it's going to be and not want to open it now. So the arrival of the reunion is a bit like that. It's a bit like being an adult in kid form, right? So you've got that present coming, you know it will be there, but you're not like scrabbling around wanting to get to it and open it before you know it's going to be there. You're quite happy to get on with your life, be in your own energy, be thoroughly happy in your own life, and that's the reunion point, when you're thoroughly happy inside yourself, even though you know that present's coming, right? So it's adult, child, perfect combination, adult, ego, divine masculine, child, inner child, feminine, divine feminine, emotions. So it's those things combined into one healthily functioning unit of vibration that brings about the reunion. Eight of Wands, and we've got the Temperance card coming out on that. So as they said already, it's like you are tied to somebody in energetic play out. You're looking for 0 point in that play out. So the passing back and forth of emotion and the passing back of thought form between the two twins that are connected. What we're looking for here is a complete state of equilibrium. That means when you come into that state of equilibrium, you are not thrashing around in your thought form, getting all scared and worried or trying to answer the question of what this is in your head. You're perfectly adequately happy to just accept that I have an energetic connection with another human being. It's practically beyond human understanding. It is what higher consciousness is. I'm fine with that. Let that be. That is me. And how else can I be happy in my life and feel good? And through that release of all thought form, negative thought form and worry and stress, and through that finding happiness and that sense of inner happiness inside the individual experience, you find perfect balance inside yourself. That perfect balance inside yourself is passed to the one that's operating from masculine perspective, and you both will be in perfect balance inside yourself. So it's all about yourself before it ever gets to being about any kind of reunion. 9 of Wands, and what's coming out on him is love moving forward. Click, clop, click, clop, click, clop, right? So that's at the end of the masculine process is love coming back, and that's romantic love, right? So that is like, the coming back to a romantic connection with the one that you are connected to in energy at some point. It come back in as romance at some point. So it does do that. But before that, there is process, there is releasal. Releasal, is that even a word? I think it might be, I don't know. Anyway, I've made it one now. And there is up-leveling into higher consciousness, and there is releasing of all programming, negative programming. So that what comes in, like this bright light down here, they're showing me bright light around this energy of the masculine coming back, that what comes in around this romance that comes back in has got no negative connotations, because it had to go out in the first place. If you went into separation, it had to go out in the first place so you could release all of this, so you can release any negativity around that program, the program of romance. And then when it comes back in, it's a clarity of understanding, a clarity of emotion, that this comes back in, and it comes back in a way that is beautiful, harmonious. It doesn't cause any pain, either through your energetic body, so not through any of your physical body, because that's where you feel it. No stabbings in the heart, no butterflies in the stomach, no pains in the lower back, no tension in the shoulders, and it comes back in, and those all arise from fear anyway. So it comes back in like calm waters coming back in, and as a very healing experience, a very slow, a very even, and a very lovely healing experience without any doubt or any fear. So that's his eventual. That's where he gets thrown out of the video game of the twin flame game and back into like physical manifestation in your life. But obviously you've got to get there first of all. And then the Magician, which is manifestation. So always, it's when you've got everything. Number one, look, manifestation, and he's got all the tools for manifestation. So as the leading edge forerunners of the human experience of evolution of consciousness through the human vehicle, you're here to gain all the tools. So just again, video game, imagine all these are all superhero qualities that you're being asked to accumulate before you finish your level of the game and the masculine bounces back in. Heart, mind, vibration and physicality. Some of these come, as I say, like the clearing that comes through or healing that comes through the moon portals will be brought to you when it's time for you to have them brought to you. And others are about you getting on board with that. So again, it's duality experience. Like it flows between the two twins, it also flows between you and Source. So it's like Source is telling you, don't worry. So stop worrying. Stop finding things to worry about. Stop looking for things to worry about. Anything that's fearful in the physical world is that manifested through fearful thought, both collective and individual. So take on board that understanding and operate with that understanding and start to move into better feeling thought until you are continually in a better feeling thought. It's a let go, let go, let go, let go, let go. And as you let go, let go, let go, you bring in what is better, what is more clarity, what is more healing vibration for everyone around you, for everything around you, and what is manifestation energy. Because it's this vibration of success and clarity, Page of Swords, lessons around the mind, that brings in manifestation. So that's it. I'm going to leave it there. Let's put one more down in the middle. Wisdom, the Hermit. Oh, look, that's what I saw when I started the cards. Is that, so that's just telling me again we've finished. It's a number 9, and it's the old man with a stick. And he is signifying that reading is finished, because he's who I saw at the beginning. Although he was a woman at the beginning, but it doesn't really matter, does it? Okay, that's it. Lots of love. Take care. Bye.